you want to believe that what you're doing matters to your kids, to your grandkids, to your coworkers. Because everybody wants to believe that they make a difference. Everybody can make a difference. It's just up to them to go for it, to believe in themselves. What I try to do is to give them a sense that what they do in their job, in their family, in their play, that it influences other people, and it can make a difference in terms of the way the globe spins.
There's a man named Augustine, wrote a book in the 4th century called Confessions. Every single human being has gifts, gifts given to us by the Almighty. And that the key to life is to discover those gifts and to use them to be part of a larger mosaic that can help bring as much peace as we can to this world in the face of some of the evil that exists in men's hearts. So what's our charge? Well, I think our charge is to have the courage to find these gifts. If there's anything that I say that might mean something to you, find your gift.
Being a member of the state legislature, being a U.S. congressman with a lot of big roles and a lot of accomplishments, working on Wall Street, having a television career, having 2 best-selling books, serving on the boards of companies, teaching in higher education, having all those experiences, you know, they add up to being able to have a perspective that I think is unique.
I loved where I grew up, but I had the sense that I needed to get out of that environment and move to an environment where I could sort of start anew and feel a little bit more in control of my own destiny. I went 180 miles to the west to a place called Ohio State University. And it was a university that had 48,000 students. And I told my roommates that I'm going to have a meeting with the president of the university. And I sat down with the president of the university and I lodged my complaints about all the things that had frustrated me in my first, 3 weeks at Ohio State. And this was in 1970. He says, tomorrow, I'm going to fly to Washington and I'm going to have a meeting with President Nixon because I was the only major college president in 1968 to have endorsed him. And I said, well, Dr. Fawcett, there are a number of things that I would like to talk to President Nixon about. Do you think I could go with you? You never ask, you never get the deal, right? So he says, no, absolutely not. And I said, well, if I write a letter to the president, would you give it to him? Now, he had never seen me before. And he says, well, I guess I could do that. So I went back to my dormitory and I wrote a letter to the President of the United States, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I signed it P.S. If you would like to discuss this further, let me know. I'm a college student. I'll come see you. So a couple weeks later, I go down to my mailbox, and sure enough, there's a letter from the office of the President of the United States. And I open it up, and I run upstairs, get on the elevator, shoot up to my room, and I call my mother. And I said, Mom, I'm going to need an airline ticket. The President of the United States would like to have a meeting with me in the Oval Office. And my mother, I could hear her screaming, honey, pick up the phone. Something's wrong with Johnny, So I fly to Washington, and I land, and I go to the White House. Now, I got these, this letter and these invitations, and I don't even let go of it on the airplane. I'm just hanging on to this thing. It's like Willy Wonka's golden ticket, So I get to the gate, and I say, hi, I'm John Kasich. I'm here for a meeting with the President of the United States. Guy looks at his thing. He says, come on right in. And they say, Mr. President, this is John Kasich. And I walk across the beautiful seal of the United States of America right on the floor of the Oval Office. And they say, John Kasich, the President of the United States. And we shake hands, and they take the pictures, and we sit down at his desk. The good news, I spent 20 minutes as an 18-year-old college freshman with the most powerful man in the world. The bad news, I spent 18 years in Congress, and it didn't add up to 20 minutes. I peaked out at the age of 18. I should have gone into insurance right there.
Every group, you got to find what it is that makes them tick. If you can't find them, I remember making a group to a group of people who sell washing machines, dryers, and televisions. Because if you're, all you're saying is, well, you guys are just selling a bunch of washing machines. Let's stand for something. They don't get it. But if you combine service and you combine community and you combine family and the need to pass on to the next generation, hey, all of a sudden, they're on their feet and they're saying, that guy gets